So I've got a lot of hats right now, but each hat that I wear is in a different tier, and the coaching's exactly the same at every tier. It's just you've got people or more demanding people or people that are more demanding of you. So for me right now, I'm in a real heavy learning phase from going from working with junior athletes at under 17 level, back to big country level, up to NBL level. Like it's all different levels with what I'm doing. The messages are very much the same. What I'm hoping to do today is share some of the stuff of my journey with split kick extra. So I'm sure all of you have kind of heard that concept, and by no means this is not my brainchild. I'll reference quite a number of other people that I've seen do this clinic quite well and some different things, but for me it was kind of a little bit of a journey on how the hell do we win? How can we turn this into an advantage for us? And this journey kind of started back when probably around 2010, 2012 in that window when Mike McEwen and Stack were leading up programs at BA and the Institute. After a World Championship, they came back with this term from a clinic that they saw. And at the same time, I was in Tasmania coaching down there. I've only been there about 18 months. And in my head, I'm constantly trying to figure out if Tasmania are going to win medals, what do we need to be great at? And the one thing I kept thinking is we've got to be great from the three-point line. Like we may not get as many shots as the opposition because we had the highest turnover rates at that point. So how can we stay competitive? What can we do to create an advantage for us? And at the same time, analytics was the vogue, and it was about pace and space, and mid-range was the worst shot, etc., etc. So some of that really resonated with me, and it coincided with the timing of that. So effectively, that's kind of where my journey with this has come. What is split kick and extra? Well, my interpretation may be very different to other coaches that are around, so by no means am I 100% right, although I often feel like I am. And I'll also give plenty of bad jokes in this, so feel free to laugh. But my interpretation of this is been through a lot of trial and error. A lot of things that doesn't work, doesn't not. Where it is today for me with the under 17 men is by no means where it started out. So what is a split? To me, a split is any time the ball is able to get into the paint. So that can be off dribble penetration, that can be off post touch, so feeding the post off the pass. It can be off the cut. So when we talk split, that's what we mean. Our athletes, and to give in-house secrets with Big Country, we teach this from under 12s right through. So I also coach Siebel, my Siebel guys do this. So there is, whatever you're coaching, this is doable, okay? So for us, our athletes understand the split is just getting in the paint. So that could be 2 feet off the bounce, that can be a post touch, that can be off the cut. So that's number one, that's a split. When do we create splits? Well, we always take what defense gives us. So we never resist it. So if the driving lane's not there, but the passing lane's an opportunity to create that split, that's what we'll take. If we're denied, now we'll cut and create a split that way. What is a kick? Well, to me, a kick was the biggest one that made sense to me when I first started working with this. And in my head, the best three-point shot was always a shot that came from the paint out. And I don't know if this is true or not, but I just remember as a kid, when I would shoot, people would always bring the ball from under the ring to out, so it felt like more of a natural shot. So that to me made some sense. So our rule straight away with that was when the ball came from the paint back out to the three-point line, well, that meant we could catch and shoot and go for it. Then there was another clinic I went to, and this coach was talking about creating long closeouts. Force teams to create as many long closeouts as possible. So now I took that kick mentality and went, well, yeah, if I can come out and force a long closeout, but they've now taken care of that, do I really want to re-penetrate on that? And at the time, dribble drive motion, which I'm sure all of us have come across at some point, was really in vogue. And to me, it just didn't make sense, like to keep going back into the paint, back into the paint. So that's where, when I hear now kick extra, make the extra pass, that really resonated with me. Because now I'm guaranteed to force 2 long closeouts. When I talk about, we teach this with our under 12s, it's not about under 12s shooting threes, but what it is about is creating the space on the floor to recognise that. So when we've got our country jamboree and all our under 12 teams are playing our system, they're penetrating, they're kicking it out, they want to shoot that three and often they will, but we encourage them to make the extra pass and find the re-penetration there. So that effectively was what the philosophy and the understanding of the system was. Has anyone seen the Spurs beautiful game clip that's been on YouTube? Like, go back and look at how many long closeouts are forced when that ball's moving around. And that to me, again, was just another example of that's how the game should be played. This to me was about how to play the right way. So when I started on my coaching journey, there were 4 types of shots I wanted to create. Layups, perimeter uncontested shots, so at that point I was mid-range is fine, take it. Free throws, what have I said? And shots in the paint. Did I say shots in the paint? No, I didn't. So they were my 4. Now I'm about threes, layups, and free throws. And in our system, all our coaches that we work with, we promote that however many three-point attempts we take, we must match that with free throw attempts. Now, do we ever do that? No. But it's that mindset that we want to be aggressive to the rim, we want to be able to be aggressive from the three-point line. So to go full circle on that, in Tassie, we haven't won yet, and suddenly playing this way, some things started to happen. One, we were producing better defenders because they were playing against constant penetration. So they really had to do a good job to stay in front. Second part, we were producing better shooters because now there was a clear understanding of what a great shot was. Not a good shot, but a great shot. We're always hunting that. We promoted the three, so now three-point shooting went up. And then from that, understanding what we were trying to achieve, then results start to take care of themselves. So that's a little bit on our journey. That's a philosophy. I've broken this into 5 parts, so that's the philosophy part. The fundamentals that match with that, and that's what we're going to try and get the guys doing tonight. And I'm trying to hit something for everyone tonight with this. Like when Sean said, "Oh, let's talk the concept," that got my head spinning and made me really think, well, how do I teach it every day, but how do I really need to now instruct this to others? So guys, we're going to just throw you in the deep end on a number of things here. I just need you to try and get into the interest of this as you can. Get you guys set up, just some 3 guys out on the wing out there so you can face the audience, drama class, and like some audience. Hunter, you're leading for me because I get to pick on you, because I know your name and no one else's. So what are the fundamentals that allow split kick extra to be great? Well, shooting is one, and I'll touch on that last because that's a kind of a given point. But creating a split off the bounce is absolutely vital. How do we allow our athletes to be better athletes in the way they move with the ball? So there's some things that in my programs that athletes cannot do. They're not allowed to pick the ball up to pass it. Now, does that mean it doesn't happen? Well, yeah, the game happens and sometimes it occurs. But we really promote the athletes to think about playing off the bounce, and if they're not shooting it and they're going to pass, it's off the dribble. So we want to play quick, we want to play aggressive with that. The other part that we want to really get our athletes doing is playing with as little stoppage as possible. By that, what I mean, the hunters out here on the wing, actually Mono brought this back after a championship, whatever year that was, Mono. We talked about the throwdown. That straight away went back. That's how we've got to coach our kids. Ball comes ahead, hunters take it from the outside of his body, throwing it down, he's just going to gather it and go get to the rim. Alright, so if you get 3 down, you're just going to lay it up. Kick it, throw it, go. Now, was that athletic? No, so we need the athletes to go down through. Catch it on the outside hand, throw it down, get it to the rim as quick as you can. Kick it, throw it down. We're going to throw down to New South Wales 97.
And these 2 months, the pass and catching.
Let me be a better coach. So what I'm trying to do, instead of catching the ball, squaring up and getting into a traditional triple threat, by all means, triple threat still matters in the game. The fundamentals are always the same. Now if that kicker head's coming, I can touch the ball and throw it and get in as athletic as possible. I don't want to embarrass you, so I'm going to stop at this point. But throw it down and just get on the ring as quick as you can. That's what we're going to do. It's going to be another demo of this. Come on, big man, after these guys. Go. Let's go there, guys, with a couple looks. Everything we do is promote dribbles north, so we don't want to go east and west with this. We absolutely do wonderful max when they're split the 3-point line. Here we go. Alright, we're line out here on the wing now. Two guys. You guys can roll on, we've got the hands down. Without the basketball. So the next phase for us is, alright, how do we promote passing off the dribble? So now as we think of it, he gets the ball, he's throwing it down, he's right away into the center. When we say throw down, we want you to throw it down right out in front. So fingers down to the ground, really throw it out in front and chase it. You shouldn't need another dribble as an athlete to get on the rim. But now, you see a defender, well, now we're going to try and hit you in the corner, playing off that bounce and kick. What we don't promote is stopping in the paint. And I've had a really good discussion with different coaches on this. To me, we want the athlete to be the athlete. We want them to leave the ground. That doesn't mean them. It means that they're coming in here, they're active and they're able to throw it. But if I can get a clear pass by jumping out and court and throwing that ball, we're okay with that. So now on the throw down, you're going to fly down to the drift, catch and shoot the three off that pass. You good? Good. Another one. And shoot it. One more. Wow, it's going down. Okay. That's 3 for 3. You guys win today? Alright. Shooting matters. 3-point matters. Alright, so that's effectively where we're trying to start this off. Again, under 12s will do that. 14s, 16s, 18s, right up for us. We break it down constantly with it. The hardest part in breaking it down and starting that way is getting an athlete's mindset to play the game with an assertiveness that helps us have some success. So if I'm telling Hunter every time you're going to drive and then you're going to kick it there, they start forgetting about being a scorer themselves. So one of our catch cries, all our athletes know, is one-on-one, it's on you. So we need to be able to get them to think it's a one-on-one play and they can hold their driving lane. And by what we mean hold their driving lane is as that ball gets kicked to him. If he can get it, he can kick on me and just keep going. Even if I'm on the play and he can get all the way, that's it. We want him to have a skill set, a toolkit where he can finish around the rim. Contested finishes matter to us. The 2 types of shots we're mainly looking for, layups and threes. The third one's free throws. So contested finishes are part of that. You've got to take a hit, you've got to be able to finish. So then we can start designing drills that can allow that to be an advantage for us when we're playing this. First one, ball's going to start with each. Hunter, your defender. You get to start spraying the 3-point line on his shoulder. You get to start whenever you want. You're ready to go. You just go in and try to finish. And get one shot up. Next two, get it going. We just call this 1v1 contested drill. Thought long and hard about that name. Alright, it scores, doesn't count. And then what? We don't want 2 dribbles inside the three. It's got to be aggressive, got to play off 1 dribble. The second dribble is to evaluate the decision, and we'll get into that in a moment's time. Go another one. Right. There we go. Good. 1 point for a talking about two-hand contests on the shot being vertical, so we can coach both players and both men aggressive. Here we go again. Okay, another drill we use at every level. I just call it the CBD movements. I saw Chris Colville once. Defense starts in front, faces the rim. Ball starts on the back. You now give 1.5 dribbles. See if you can figure that out to get on the ring like this and score. So you're trying to finish with the paint. Second the ball comes off your back, you can defend. Give them some space, boys, they can go either way. That was good. Throw down to the half. If you can get it, just throw it and then take another, you get a half. Yep, show us, boys. Nice. Yep. Alright, so not too bad. It's just a couple one-on-one drills there that we use to try and promote one-on-one play to go on at the rim. The other stuff we do prior to that though is try and get a skills package where footwork's incorporated, using Euro steps, spin moves, anything else you can think of right now, so that when they get to this, they've got multiple opportunities. All you guys are up. Same so you're on the 3, and then balls to this line, and then defense on that line. Call this 1v1 dunk drill. Same mentality, so we're now just changing the angle slightly. You're going to need to use some footwork, potentially, to get as uncontested a shot as possible. So it's one-on-one still. So who's that on to score? That's on you. One-on-one, it's on you. Try to make that really catchy so you can go and you can screw it. Alright, Ethan's going to kick the ball across. What's your name? Ronnie? So you get an advantage now. You get to come into D a little bit quicker. Once it leaves your hands, you're in. Once you catch it, now you've got one dribble to go score at the rim. And you may need to spin, you may need to Euro it, you may need to play off a step back, or jerk it, whatever you want. Ball starts there, keep it and go. Swap the spots. Scores 1v1 Next two. Tell me what you got. Nice, I like it. Give you skills package, ready to finish. One successful. Good, again. Nice. So on that last one, a little fella like that, for me, this is only my personal belief in the game. Playing quicker is going to create more of an advantage. We had Matt Ollies in our first campaign when Mark Robbins was head coach, and Matty would always get in here and stop and try and pump fake, and the second we got to pre-wells, he was terrible for us. He admitted it. He made one quick adjustment that he just kept the ball alive, and suddenly we went from not helping us a lot to being great in the World Championship. I'm not saying that's the only reason, but it helped him. As a little guy, keeping the ball alive, being able to play off both feet, being able to keep the thing alive. So that's where we're at with that. Any questions so far? Okay, real quick one on shooting. Jane, what's the recorder for? So I'm going through spacing and what we're working on with this. We call that the drift. We call the wing the diagonal. So drift the diagonal, that's our work. Once you come, make the pass. Our main coaching points on shooting. And this again, I believe over time of working with kids I think will become pretty good shooters. Is to me, the bulk of it is about up here. It's It's not so much about feet apart from one point. The quicker they are with their footwork, the better they're going to get that shot off. We don't spend a lot of time, younger ages we do, but as the kids go through, all we're really coaching here is as you fly into the corner, we make this in the big country a rule that you'll catch him in a jump stop, load him and shoot him in as quick as you can. Anything on the diagonal to the wing, you want to attack the pass, be inside foot. If it's an L cut, outside foot's fine into your shot. And in that corner of the court, jump stops. And our first belief on that is we're cutting turnover rates down by the middle. So the old step in the cut out of court, just trying to eliminate that. So give me a couple of run-throughs where now your job is to hit him in the strike zone, chest side, I just want you to load it and shoot him. Okay, sprint, get to the jump stops. Don't get this nose. So not grab it or go get my shot. There you go. It's what we're after. Go again. Again, we're doing. Perfect. Our so that's one change for us, unique to us, we just believe in that. If they're cutting up to the top of the floor, we can try and promote inside foot because it's the aggressive cut. Again, all passes for us, we're trying to hit the strike zone. It's about low, so elbow to eye, just hold it there, follow through. And again, to me, the shooting stuff that's mattered over time is making sure that index finger is pointing to the rim. Little project I've got at the minute is with Craig Moller. So I'd like to say he's actually made a couple more shots lately. Probably because Craig's doing a lot more work on it versus the coaching, but we'll take credit when you're coaching good athletes. But his biggest thing was when he misses, he just fades off. So again, just staying on that shot, holding that follow through, that to me is a big point on that. Any questions on that stuff? Alright, we'll try and move this right up there. So give me wing, top, wing. Ball's going to start with you. There's three guys up, go on the balls, balls going to come to you, like sit the ball. Give me two more guys, one more there, one more behind there. Okay, so we'll keep working the fundamental right now, and then we'll get into our critical part of decision making. So for us, one-on-one, it's on you. C2, you must give it up. We won't allow good shots. If someone's running at us, we need to make a better decision on them. We heavily promote that, so we're trying to give food for great. So if I see two people, so I've collapsed the defense, I've thrown it into the post, they pivot, they see the blitz coming, they must give that up. It's done, that's a blanket rule. What we're going to work on right now is the starting point of this. So outside hand pass off the dribble. Got to dribble it, got to push it. Subs already. The outside hand push pass is dribble and kick it. On your catch, you'll throw down, you'll penetrate into the rim, creating a split off the bounce. You two must fly the drift to diagonal. Now this time, you're going to catch and shoot the first pass over. You can throw to there or there, whatever you want, and catch and shoot the first one. We go. Yeah, go back. Other outside hand. Yeah. Good. Love it. Next move. Go. Rotate through. Rotate away pass. And again, go. Bars on fire. Yeah, off the court. Dribble and push it. Pass it off the dribble. Go, next move. Go on. One dribble to get in. Turnover. Let's go, next move. I'll give you that. Get back into the board. Again. That is split, kick, fantastic. Let's now get an extra pass in on it, boys. We always start passing to the left hand because passes are kind of chunky on the left hand and let's do the top and go. But like we need to drill it, push it, and make it. So kick it. Kick it. Alright, penetration. See the second defender is what we're talking about right now. We'll show this in full with video, but your defender's on you, I'm coming across. We're kicking it. Our rule now on the first pass, you must catch and shoot or catch and kick it. You can't re-penetrate at that moment in time. So now if we force one long close out, we're kicking it for an uncontested shot, quick feet, loaded, shoot it. We want to try and pass it always on the outside hand, not across your body. But now we're trying to get this shot off before a second long close out comes. Alright, let's get that going. Nice. Good, good streak. Just go down. Good. So that's split kick extra in the basic form of it. The reality is the system we use, it doesn't need to be my system or our system to be able to make this be the part of your offense. So most offenses we're using now will have this element. The biggest thing I see, and it seems today, is we live in mid-range land on the receiver spot, and we, instead of kicking it, we're driving back and we're head down bar. We're not seeing the next pass to create that extra closeout. Question? Time and space is the number one, first one. Am I a competent shooter? That doesn't really come into it at the development stage. In tournament play, absolutely. Like if I'm throwing donuts, you don't get to, you're the extra pass. But if I've got time and space, I want that. If I feel that I've got coverage, and I'm just going to be at a point where there's going to be a lot of traffic in there, that's when we want that moved on. So now we're going to be forcing a second long closeout. Trying to move it on as quick as possible. So we're trying to make, you'll see this as we evolve it, real-time decisions. So I need to know as that ball's coming out, are they now taking bailout pass away? I'm moving that on to try and create a second long closeout.
I'm probably getting ahead of it, but the guy who does the split and it kicks on and there's no shot, do you keep him going through, or do you, depending on...
Exit out.
Gets
back out. Hold in for rebound position, because we're promoting that we may have a three going up from here. Stay in. Our D-trans rules are above the foul line, you're back. If it's a three, the shooter's back, we send three back, so it kind of falls into that. 4 and 5 on glass, but yeah, that effectively they'll get back out on it. Give me two guys in the lead. Ball's going to start. We'll let you go right hand now. Ball start here. We'll start on the block there. We're going to play a little bit of defensive baseline. See? We're going to play a little bit of defensive over here, but you can't drive down. You must reverse the ball on. Alright? One thing I believe that's really hard to get kids great at is making effective closeouts. So as a result, a lot of our two-way teaching incorporates closeouts into drills. So this is one that we use in creating an advantage, disadvantage situation, so the decision making comes into the drill phase. You're going to kick the ball across. Your job is to get in here, handlebar ball on the catch, which we want you flying. Get that happening. As you kick it, man, you got that. Awesome. Your job to get to Hunter by the time it's there. So now you're whipping it outside hand. Don't have to take the drill now, you can just throw it. Right, so now we've got a 3-on-2 situation. Your rule is you must create a split. So the number one thing you'll see straight away is one dribble pick up and then gone east and west. So this is where 3 down, 7 player may throw it down through the middle, get into here. On penetration, you to reply up. Once you play hit, what's your rule in defense? Yeah, you're jumping back to the ball now, you've got the defense on the the backside. So if Hunter creates a blow by, and now he sees two, that's when he must give it up. Alright, original defender's going to run on and we'll see what we get. If Hunter's just blown by and not in position ready yet, then that's when we want you on the rim. Finish it as aggressive as we can. Okay, so let's see if we can get it. The other two is sit down, jump the baseline behind. Put everyone in. Good. That's a great time to bring up our next point. Our general rule, everyone always pulls me up when I coach this, but we only want 2 people inside the 3 at any given time. So that's our general rule. Now, it doesn't always happen, the game happens, but that's what our goal is. Generally, that's whoever's creating the split, so that's the penetrator, that's a cutter, and a post play. So in our system, that's kind of how that works. There are times where there'll be 3 inside, but the goal is to try and keep inside the 3-point line. So on that last one, you kind of hung out a bit, just get out and then get to your spots. So again, we try and get drifting diagonal. If I get to here and I'm uncontested, is that a good throw? Yeah, absolutely. So it may not be perfect. There's the X mark, there's the X mark. Just get outside and play in space. One last one here. Good. Let's walk. So Owen now twice, I feel, at an international level has enough time and space to get his shot up. Held it and gone. Sometimes there's got to be some positive encouragement in a practice environment to have a dip at that, see if you can catch it going. If they're struggling with the speed of that, well then that's an area that we've got to go away and work on in an individual environment. Doesn't mean you're a significant that, then actually fly through, but I think we work on that and you're going to get a good look on it. Alright, good job so far, boys. Grab some water, build this up. That's covered the fundamentals of what we need, that's covered the decisions that we need. Any questions to this point? Yep, absolutely. So our system is heavily tied in with flow principles, and we'll demonstrate how we get to that. We use the 5 Ds, so drift, diagonal, driver, dunker, and drag. Having said that, over time we've changed what those spots really mean. So right now, we'll finish with that tonight, we empty the post out. So our dunker spot has changed depending where the ball is with. We always play with a lead post. We just want one, we do play with punch down, we do play with drags, but we'll let our 4-man drag instead of our 5. So there's a few things like that we have a bit different to get to our receiver spots, but absolutely, like earlier in my opinion, one of my coaching philosophies has always been throw people in the deep end so they can't drown on a basketball versus take step by step. The better athletes I've been fortunate enough to coach, they've progressed so much quicker by challenging them all the time. And to me, that starting point of just test it out. How far can I throw it? And what was impressive, the first year we did it with under 12s in big country, everyone was against it, allowing the 3-point line to be counted. By year 2, our shooting percentages have gone through the roof because everyone kind of went from there and went, well, we're allowing it, so let's go work on it. Let's promote what that looks like. Yeah, through the roof still is only maybe 18% instead of 5, but it's improved. So what we're trying to do though with that again is get them to understand the space on the floor. Space on the floor really matters. So the 3-point line is not just a shot, it's a reference point to get outside of and play. The higher levels I go with it, the more I'm coaching start back here. Like our receiver slot initially is here, we're going to attack the pass that comes out to us. Space that floor out and have a bit more opportunity with it. The next part, even though we've shown a couple of drills here, the next part I want to kind of take you through is the other sorts of drills we use to just keep trying to promote this type of play. Right now we've neglected our post play and I want to start at that point in time. So can I get one of the DZ, one of the guards and ball. Beautiful. Don't rush or anything, boys, we've got to run. Alright. Some things for our philosophy. We always want to lead post. We do empty the post out, but if they do come ball side, there's 2 parts of the floor that we play in. We're either in the post zone, which is from the block, or a deep seal of the block charge, or they're out of the post zone. And the reason we teach it that way is it's going to help you determine what you do. If for whatever reason they get pushed off and they catch outside the post zone, we promote you to play off the cut. If he's catching inside the post zone, it's either a feed or you're playing off your own penetration on it. Okay, just get to our wing spot. The 4 spots that we like to play on is anywhere above the foul line. When I say anywhere, that is within region of probably this blue line to the foul line. We can catch in and play, we can find our driving lanes there. Our initial lane run, we always start at, I can't remember what the kids came up with that. I don't use what everyone else terms it. But the flat and the 3, like we want you to get here and then come back up. We want to stretch that core out a bit. If I've kicked it ahead to you, and kick ahead is something we really promote. So we want to throw the ball from the backcourt, get a lane runner and create as much heat on the rim, as much penetration as we can. The way we workshop, I should do this both sides as you can see. So give me a both side that side, guarding the ball there. We'll go one side at a time and show both receiver spots at once. So our rules are, we drive baseline. Where we're trying to drive through is around the one of that bottom hash mark. Behind the backboard, in my opinion, isn't used enough. Like the better players will use it behind you to their advantage. So driving that deep is fine to be able to go create a good passing option for your teammate. If you have a straight line drive, what's that going to mean for you? Yeah, you're going to get the score, aren't you? So if you've been bumped off your line, your driving line, now it's time to see what else I can create. So baseline penetration for us means you're going to get to the front of the ring. It's going to open up, use your ass, your period, just get there. Our rules on passing to the beat is either high or a little drop pass, nothing through the strike. If it comes to drive middle, we don't reel out. We actually try and get you towards the backboard. Right, so now, as I come to the middle, we're going to be there on the high or a drop pass low. So give me one of those each side. Like it comes to the camera. Again, do one more. You go again this time, you go baseline 100. Okay, so in a warm-up environment, you've got your 10 athletes who just get that thing humming a bit. Now we work on catching off the post zone. So you're catching out off the post zone, you're catching out, you feed it, out. Our rule is we always play off reverse pivots for the post players. And if we're passing from this height, we try and cut through the elbow. Right, so now if I'm defending, it's too much space for me to bite. If I commit, you see 2, where's it go? Throwing it to the guard. If it's 1, we do this with coaches, they'll stay with the cutter, and now you've got to make a 1-dribble move to the ring. So you can either rip and go, you can get back to the basket and play whatever you want. Right, so you catch off the post zone both, we're cutting through the elbow, you are playing one-on-one for you, you're getting a double team, you've got to get in with a pass. We good? Good. We would throw coaches in so there's a decision-making element to it. You want more, change what you're doing. Give it this time, get off the post zone. Beautiful. So intensity can get better, but we've been playing all day. That's how we're breaking down our post rules with it. Our next part's a post rules. Now we're going to step you off for a second. You're on the baseline there, just get the ball behind you. Our next part, if we feed the post. So we spoke about creating a split off penetration. So we've just demonstrated that, how we work the post player in. If the post player now is the weak side of the floor, we've emptied the post out. If you dribble middle, drive through the elbow, we're going to wheel underneath, be a receiver head to backboard. So middle penetration, we wheel underneath. If there is a punch screen set, and there's already a big down, we would wheel underneath. You see us do that with United, like just trying to have a double post option if it happens. Sometimes stuff happens, you've got elements to play with. If you're weak side this time, you go baseline on it. You're getting to dodge, flying down to drift. We've got our receiver options from that. So give me one demonstration of each of that. Weak side post now. So we've emptied it out. Great job. Trying to demonstrate the big man right now. So look up. You got a voice? Go! There it is. Now though, going back to strong side post, so you can't penetrate, world's best defender on you, you've got nothing, the trace the post and then you come ball side. Beautiful, and we feed it. Okay, if we feed it, our general rule when he's in the post zone is we're going to lift in space. So we're just going to get up to the top of the floor, nice spacing on it, so if I'm defending Ethan, I can't bite in. I've got to stay home and if I bite in, C2, where's the code? Excellent, decision's made for it. Right, ball's in the top. The other part though, while he's got the ball and we're lifting up, you're playing off the reverse pivot because we're now going to see tons of flying in off the diagonal. And his rule is get off the diagonal to block charge and then space back out. If I'm in the drift, I'm just replacing to diagonal, so now we've got some movement on the weak side. To show me that at pace, we're starting emptying the post. We're going to feed it even, and we're going to play long like that. Good? Yep. Shooting coaching by me though, our next pass, if it comes back to you and you can't catch and shoot, you're into a punch streak. Alright, so now I've walked through that, ball's come out. Reverse pivot, you're checking your cutter. You've got to check your cutter, that could be a layup, kick it out, punch screen, give him in the drift. Sitting down, ready to shoot. We're building everything up with our receiver spots, our rules in general. Where am I at? Okay. Now I want to go to the trail post. We're going to have a coach kick ahead. Yes, that'll be good. We're going to start down. I can't remember what he's call that. Everyone else in the world calls that the witch's tip. But when you're coaching under 12 kids, all they do is laugh. So we came up with something, I can't remember what we called it. But anyway, that spot. We're going to get to, we're going to release up and be a receiver. Face the post. Reverse the ball. Reverse the ball. Create a split. So you can go baseline, you can go middle, or you can bring him back to trace the ball and throw it in. You can be a diagonal diver, you can space and be a dualistic shooter, or play off that. Penetrate, you get into your receiver spot, whatever that might be. Let's have a look at this place. Start back to the control. Alignment, it's on, listen, do. Love it. Give me some extra passes in this, so let's really get the whole way through it and we'll have some needs. Good. Maybe something different. Good. Nice. Maybe something different. Good, got it, love it. Okay, now this is where everyone will go, oh, we have two colours and it's not there. No, it's not, it's okay. No, we can live with that. Was he in the post zone? You don't think he was in the post zone, so he's got to do a better job to really just be a beast in here and seal. So I thought he was in the post zone, that's okay. Shit happens, basketball happens, if he's off, we get two cutters, there's nothing wrong with that. What it does mean is you're going to have big to big, so if we kick it out to you, we find big to big screening action with you. Like Yeah, if we are, that's okay. I can live with that. If we're not, you're going to pass and follow, and now we just get our form and our flow back in. Show me one more. I trust it. Good. Look out. Good. Excellent. Got it. That's all right. See the spots? Yeah, we're getting there. They're doing all right for a 5 second shot. Keep moving this up. Give me some defenders down, guys. 3 defenders only. We're going to start up the middle. Baseline guys are playing off closeouts. Sorry, sure they're not in there. So give me the 3 spots in there. Okay, so the way it's going to work, same as we did before. Hit it. Move it. Alright, now what are we defending? Close, we've got to take care of the most dangerous parts. We're going to sit in, we're going to come across, we're not letting him cut across your face, defensive rules. We're going to try and push him off and then we're playing from there. So what does that mean for you? If you're going to drop, now you've got to play too. Now we've got decision making back into the game. And so are you comfortable on that? Yeah. You're not giving me the aura of confidence right now. You're just going to fly back, try and do it as easy as you can. As a guard, what's your decision right now? Where do you think's confident? Yeah, you're going to throw it. So now we're going to be ready on our weak side. He blasts in. Now you're going to space that floor. Who's most open? Well, you're always first option because it's one-on-one. If these guys are smart, they're going to send 2 at you, aren't they? Right, so C2, you've got to give it up. So now we make a decision. If you throw it this side of the floor, what's the advantage? He's the only man to defend it. If we kick it back out here, even if he doubles it, now we're trying to build your IQ on what's the best advantage we can create. Now within a couple seconds of the drill, we've got everyone thinking game sense, and now we can evolve that over time. Here we go, starting from the start. Good. Oh, cut hard, Arthur. Come on, bro. Good. Very good. Not too bad. Not too bad. You can use some boys if you want more. How you guys doing? You having a nice holiday? You 3 D&D. That's good. Offensive style. Keep it coming. You got to cut hard. Alright, don't give me that. Here we go. Do something different. Do something different. Good. 1 to 10 approach. Great job. Next up. Good. What we're trying to remove is that hesitation. If it's a wide open, uncontested shot, we're going to work it the rest of the time on the skill package so that that's just a catch and shoot. You can stick a 3, can't you? That's one thing I should say is we're heavy on team baskets and if it's the right shot. If it's the right shot, and I may change this if we lose an important game anytime soon, but if it's the right shot, we're going to live with that. We want Ethan to feel confident that as he catches that ball, there's no worries in shooting that. One more, boys. Give us a good one to finish on this. Brings me to another one. You guys are great at assisting and making me remember what I've got to share. With the ball go inside the paint. So we didn't have 2 feet in the paint, we didn't have a post touch, we didn't have a cutter receiver. Our general rule is that 3 doesn't go up until one of those other things has happened first. The why behind that, we always, like for me, the first team to the foul line each quarter is controlling that quarter. So paint penetration, paint touches, post touches, good things evolve from that. So that's a goal, we've got to get in the paint. The second part, we do a better job of shifting and forcing those long closeouts. So if we just move the ball side to side, yeah, we're forcing little closeouts and they've got to shift. But now off penetration, now chances are we're making 2 commit, we're going to create better opportunities for our teammates. So that's the number 1 rule for us. So that 3, while it's a great shot, I love you shooting threes. I'd rather see you put your head on the rim and see if you can set up someone else. Finish on a positive. Here we go. Good. Yeah. I like it. Good job. Positive turner. Alright. Next drill. Spurs 4 on 0. So give me drift diagonal, and drift. No defense right now. Just some other drills. If you're really working on trying to create some speed in it, ball movement, get some zip about it. We kind of use this mainly as a warm-up drill, but something just to keep the thing evolving. Spurs drill is a scholar up there, like all great coaches plagiarism. So none of my stuff is original, I don't think. Ethan's going to penetrate hard. What we're doing now is just trying to really break it down and get some good reps in. If there's a gap, you're filling it. When you kick it, you're now down to the space, you're just moving out. You're going to get 3 penetrations, an extra pass, and stick the shot. Started from where you were. Okay. Just going to go 1 drill to get on the rim. 1 drill, 2 minutes. 1 drill. Good. Back. Go back. Where's the gap? Where's the hole? So underlifted, you're penetrating. Where's the hole? That's why we do it in wide. So we're just trying to get them shifted to the other side of the floor, get back down and shoot it. I know this isn't your normal world. One day it probably will be. Alright, so start again, boys, get through it, 3 penetrations and play. Good. Good, extra, get on the rim. Nice, throw down. Hunter, same area, get out that side. Here we go, brother. There we go, look at that. One more, stick it. Now's when we bring our different trans elements into it. 2 corner spots leave the field with the final, 3 points to the back and go. Another 4, let's have a look. Quick 1 rep. Want to fly through this stuff. Rip it again. 1 drill. Get on the rim. Get back down. You're a shooter there. Stick that. Yeah, but got there quicker, make this a good shot. So we're trying to get those quick reps, promote the spacing of the floor. Find this is a great one for younger athletes to really get those reps at the receiver spots. Really good one to put 2 minutes on the clock, shooting drill, heat each end, whatever you want. Need to have some decision making in it. Now we're going to have 3 defenders, someone on the ball, in a disadvantaged spot. Nail, captain, or high, low, whatever you're living on what you use. You've got to create a split. You've got the advantage of that. C2, you've got to throw it to the most open person. Great, that could be that. You can catch and shoot, or no, it's a re-penetration. You've got to now shorten the pass for him, make an extra pass and play. This is a really critical point. The more the kids are playing with it, the more they'll just want to stick to a spot. The weak side of the floor is an advantage, so your spot really is the seam to Rich's tip. Yours might be drift to the midpoint just a bit higher. Like the goal is, don't be in the line of the defense. That's the number 1 goal of it. As long as the ball can see me, I can see it, and I'm a chance to make the shot. Here we go again. No, we haven't even gone yet. Let's go. Not too bad. A little extra dribble here, we try and get rid of that. Like if I'm dribbling east and west, it's a dribble wasted. If I'm dribbling north, we can live with that. We try to remove the re-penetration. Let's go again. Oh. Oh. He's guys are doing exactly what everything you ever have. Now we've got to keep re-emphasising. One dribble is to get feet in the paint. Now if you need a second right now, that's okay, but the goal is to get in the paint and get two. If they don't come, it's yours. Perimeter, I'm always a receiver to shoot. My first thought is, am I open to have time and space? No, they're coming at me. Someone better there. Alright, you do one more and let's see it. Good. Nice, Ethan. It's alright, it's good stuff. We need 4 guys defending there. It's on the ball. Line it up, line it back. If he likes to know, darts will do, he sends it to Eric. Get that picture on the base. Awesome, brother, come on. Yeah, perfect. Right, so now Hunter's in. Now we can start building our pack principles, or if you're a hard denial team, whatever you want. Same philosophy comes. We're staying on the strong side corner. Like we don't want to fight in and now give that up. You're still feeling the guard, same rules apply. You see two, you pick the ball up. Right? Now, let's say, for argument's sake, we've done a great job to get to denial here. We now promote this person as a cutter. So anytime someone takes it away, you'll often see it if the pass comes out to the diagonal, the defense is just locking it in. We want that to be a back cut. We want to promote that as a split. Now we're still in the same phase. Now you come to me, well bang, it's going to you. He drops to you, you're finding whoever's open. The ball does the work for us. Alright, so we're going to say this pass is going to be denied. We're going to hold it until he denies it. He's then going to cut it, give it, and play it off that. So start from the start. A little bit of defensive helper, then it's live. Alright, play, so you get on the other side. Play, deny that Hunter. Free, start again. Remember boys, we're just trying to show them the back cut. I'm coaching them now, not you. Here we go, from the start. Good. Alright, beautiful. When you see it, right. Play that play up. Alright, not too bad. Good job, boys. Yeah, there are our main drills on that. So we have progression. We may start that 4-on-2 as well. Alright, so lower levels, really trying to build the IQ. You'll all know your athletes better than me. Like, you might be able to just throw them in that defense straight away. Again, what's the comfort level? What's going to challenge them? What's going to make them better? Where I want to finish this today, and I'll ask a question in a minute, is with our system and how this all ties into what we're doing with the under-17 crops at the minute. So before I move on to that, is there any questions out of that stuff? Otto?
What are some cues on decision making? How do you, in that, obviously, there's a lot of, what are a couple of cues that you use?
Yeah, great. So, anytime we see someone take a step towards us, we stay with it. So we want to keep on the drive. The second we see the second step, now we know when we're moving that on. So the best example I can give of that is this drive here. You're in your standstill, you're hesitating, now you see that swing through, you've got to be making sure you're seeing that. The second one is normally equal to bail out pass. So Hunter plays by. You've done a great job. Sorry, mate, just step off for a second. You've done a great job to put him into a tough line. If you start seeing me go this way, well then it's still on you. So now it's about making a pack read the other way. So I'm now looking at what's my weak side defender doing. Am I seeing in chest? Well, now I know that they're in trouble if I throw that ball on the top. Because now someone else has to take that and then I'm onto it. They're the two main ones. The hardest part I've found with this is you only get great out of the trial and error. So each athlete actually is different. Like Tamari Wigness right now, he makes reads that I don't see at times off the split. Like he's brilliant at it. Like he's great gift to him and see his gap and go. Other athletes, it might be if they feel that they can cross that, So, you know, Hunter gets in here, he can cross back, and now he may buy some time, 6 seconds, 7, now I'm throwing. So really it's the read on where the chest is at, where that second foot is at. All good? Alright, so into our well. Give me blue guys on. Hunter knows all this inside out, you can take the brother. Alright, some things that are different for us. Guards going to start in the back court. Lead post is the rip. Here's my trail view. 1, 2, 3, 4. Drive a bit. Yeah, just set the top limit. So you come trail view. Okay. With various teams, we don't empty the post out. It's something new we're doing with Big Country, for those who are going to play us. It's a great way to put that out. But we're just midgets. Like the last year with our 18 girls, that's the biggest team we've had for a while. So we don't have size, and we're really trying and erring still with this, with our specific groups, but we're finding some success with it. What it means, our lead post is our lead post. We want them to go and play down. If in the game it happens where there is a corner fill, so we call this a corner fill, so if Hunter's dribbled it across the floor, we would let the lead post come ball side. Alright, then we would allow them to empty out and play, and now we get to our trail side. If you now go through, Hunter's come down, corner fill, we empty it. Now we can reverse and we're into our flow principles of play. Or, even better, we have the post speed to create a split. Or, even better, you're able to put on the rim, and now we get to our 5 things. Dunker, driver, free diagonal, drag behind. So, fundamental principle of play, that's it. What we're trying to do with the 17s is very similar to Big Country in that we're not blessed with massive size. There's no Isaac Humphries this time around. So what we're trying to do is, what are our advantages? We've got elite guards, and really quick with the ball in their hand. We've got elite wings, we can get on the rim off one bounce. So we're trying to promote a style of play that wants that. What we're saying is, lead post is going to occur. The reason we want them down towards the Winchester is so we can make decisions. Like, if I'm now taking that away and there's opportunities to back cut, for me personally that's a much better angle than if I'm trying to do that up here. You know, I'll leave the lane of my big if they trace. The bigs now, they're good down. What we try and promote, just take a step back on it so it's relevant to what we're saying. If the ball dribbles across the halfway line, we're happy to stay in the corner field, reverse the ball, empty it out. Alright, so the way that would work is Hunter dribbles it in, reverse the ball, pass and follow. Our big is going to lift, so pass and follow, you're going to set a ball screen. You're going to lift up, play off the ball screen, you've got roll, you've got now reverse it. Always check high low, the man, back cut, handoff, thumbs, splitting kick comes into play. Second, we've created the split. Now, let's just receive the spots and we're playing. Fundamental basketball. Obviously, there's a lot of intricacies inside that. There's a reason we don't have a playbook tonight, because we want you to know what the calls are. But, kick it ahead from the back court. So now we've received up above that foul line. So remember, that's the starting spot, and you're going to fly up. Now, what we're always working on is we're taking what defense gives us. So, the first term that I started using with this is what I just call a space cut. So instead of, if I jump to the ball and I'm a good defender, I don't want Hunter going and now crowding your space. Because what we're still trying to do is create a split. Remember, you've emptied the post out. Sorry about that. So off that kick ahead, if he can just get it, throw down and rip, that's fantastic. Because Hunter's going to fly behind. We've got our trail winning shooter. We've got someone in the corner. And the question is always, do we pick 4 men that can shoot the ball? Absolutely. Like, just recruited Dane Pinot because we're going to help him be better at that. Like, we want guys that can do that. That said, now, if there is no ability to rip and go because world's best defender's on you, we need you to create some space here. If I've jumped to the ball, I don't want you to cut in the lane that's taking him out, so we just directly go away from the ball and we don't fight it. Is it a scoring cut? Yes it is, like we're looking at it, but you get to space the floor out. So now we have a second opportunity to play off that. This is all in real time, so it's not as slow as what we're seeing right now. But now if that action isn't on, you're flying into a drag straight. Now we just lift them on ball play straight away. Excellent, lift it up, same action, puts to a player. First ball, back up, hand off, whatever we make it into. The ball comes to here, and it's a big that isn't comfortable playing off the bounce. The pass is forward, face it on, we'll lift it up, continue our flow principles of play. The challenge with flow, in my opinion, is you can get caught going east and west. So for us, we've got some other elements in there that we're trying to be deliberate with. Just so that we get something going back into the paint, so we have opportunities to create a split, to create an extra pass and play from that. So for those of you that are using it, if you're finding that, there's a number of things that we could do. We don't have time for that tonight. The big country run all of them, so we're not sharing it. But yeah, there's a number of things that we can do to aid and help that. So effectively, that's where our fundamental starting point, where it's create a split one-on-one. Those rules are still the same once we get to 5-on-5. If it's one-on-one, it's on you. And a long time ago, I remember sitting in a high-performance meeting. Brendan Joyce had come back from the Olympics, and he was like, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what you run because it's one-on-one play down the stretch. And while parts of that I may disagree with, that part's 100% true. But the biggest plays are made in a one-on-one sense. So if that's where it's at, and my job with Big Country to try and help produce international players, well, we've got to give them skills packages where one-on-one play phases are appropriate. So again, that's where this system kind of evolved from. C2, basketball IQ. That's an under 12 basketball IQ that we can get them to understand. C2, you've got to give the ball up. Right? If I don't have if I've only got a good shot, can I find a great shot? If I can't, then good's fine. And if I can find a great shot, we've got to promote that. And that's how we've kind of evolved this over time and my journey with it. It's not always perfect, but it's been something that I think the athletes enjoy playing in. And I think it also promotes a really good total skills package, where they have to be able to use all the fundamentals. Got to be able to dribble, got to be able to pass, got to be able to shoot. And so again, if that's where we're at with the system, and if whatever system you use, you're able to help athletes out with that, we're in a pretty good position. If you guys give these guys a big clap. Before we kind of wrap it up, are there any questions in and around that? Extra passes I have, so various tours or practices, like at practice we chart that a lot. Splits not so much apart from post touches. So I can't remember where I got this along the way, but someone really highlighted to me how valuable just getting that ball to a post player is, especially when they can pass it. And so for me, that was something that I went and looked at it, and we were terrible. So we started making a focus of that. So they're the two main ones. Just the other stuff we really value in the chart is deflections. So from our pack reads, are we getting enough deflections? So again, we feel that also helps our offense, that if we're throwing the ball a lot of practice and there's a lot of deflections, or maybe our offense is a little bit off, go back, look at the tape and see where we're at.
Do you find that the throwdown is susceptible to getting picked by a good defender rather than a rip through?
Not when it's done well. I think the hardest, and we still, like, if a rip through happens, it happens. Like, my rule is with anything, just don't turn it over. So if ripping it through is going to avoid that, that's okay. The reason for the throwdown is just to try and promote quicker and quicker athletes. And it's probably more relevant to the girls' side. I found the throwdown just made our athletes better. I don't know if you guys remember Grace Lennox, but she was a good athlete, but she became a really great athlete off the bounce because she just became great at that. So it's something that we try and promote. We teach it right off the bat, so by the time the kids come down to 16s, they're pretty good at it. And we just find it a much harder action to defend. And then ultimately the goal is to produce internationals, so if we're bringing the ball across our body internationally, we're ping for a travel straight away and it's over. So there is some method behind that too.
Link to that, so at 12s and 14s, do you teach onside, rip, and that sort of
Absolutely, yeah. So yeah, I should say that these are our end games. This is where we wanted to get to. We don't disrespect the game. Like our athletes still get everything, but we try and promote as they start progressing up the elements that we want them to have.
With the new travel rule just starting up, does that affect coaching the throwdown, teaching it?
It's a great question. Like the first meeting I sat in on that, I sort of went, do I need to change how I'm teaching it? And I actually don't think we do. To me, the gather step's more on the move. So if I'm catching it in transition, I can probably just play onside and go, so I'm going to get that extra step. In a stationary movement, so if I'm caught, bang, I've caught it, well, the throwdown is still going to be effective because I can't then go and play. So I don't think it does. I mean, Lana, have you given any thought to that?
Yeah, I think you answered it perfectly.
Yeah.
That's all about catching on the move. So
Yeah.
I think stationary catch or loaded catch is fine.
Yeah.
You think that the new travel rule promotes a faster paced game?
I think that's the intention. Time will tell. Like, it's interesting when you get to international play, you'll have different referees from all over the world, and interpretation can be very different from game to game with that. And the reason I bring that up is I don't feel those games change in pace from one to the other. I just think interpretations change. Now that it's a blanket rule, maybe it does. I think, like in the NBL, I don't think it has. Tommy, do you think it's made it quicker? Yeah, like I think it's still kind of the same, but over time, maybe as athletes start using it more and more to their advantage, like the Euro step created so many more uncontested shots in the early days, now you see that defended quite well. So I think it's just probably the next evolution with it. But I'm not the master, so who knows. Thank you guys for coming tonight. Just a couple things I want to say, like echo what Sean said at the start, like to have coaches come out to anything, especially after a tournament, a long day like this, it is awesome to always see people out. For me it's a real buzz because it's the first one I got to kind of do as a national coach, and I appreciate you allowing me to come and do that, especially Basketball New South Wales. I should thank Basketball Victoria and Melbourne United as well for allowing me time off to come and do it. The beauty of where my philosophy's gotten to is by having access to a lot of great coaches, and some of those are sitting in the stands, that have allowed me to have conversations, come into practices, see what they do. And for me, it's always an open door policy. Like, unless it's game day and we're playing you that day, maybe not, but any other time, like if you're in Melbourne or around, want to come into a practice, please do. The last shameless plug we'll give is we've got a little podcast going that's got a nice following now by Basketball Victoria, Talking Split. It took us forever to come up with that title. But yeah, on the Blue Hoop Podcast Network, some different thoughts. Mike Zeppel and Rob Coulter as well. Mono's done one for us. There'll be different coaches throughout the year. So just some different philosophies. You'll hear my boring dosing tone throughout it, but some of the stuff we talk about here and other things, maybe you'll get some value out of it as well. Especially I find coaches that are in cars a lot, gives a bit of extra time, so have a listen. But hit me up anytime, as I said, and appreciate you allowing me to speak and give you guys one more hand.